So today we're going to be getting a brand new Hero SBC, but the question is it going to be a brand new player pick or is it going to be a nice cheap repeat of what we've had in the past? But before we do go and start today's video, if you guys are interested, I do offer a daily subscriber trading guide over on Twitch, which can go and get for free with Amazon Prime. All you got to do is click on the top link. And from here, you got to go subscribe over on Twitch. It is free with Amazon Prime. If not, it's £5, €5, or $6 a month. You'll get yourself daily updated investment guides, and you'll also go and get yourself trading guides for both silvers and for shadow trading to help you if you're interested in trading or interested in investing. A recent investment that's done quite well is N'Golo Kante, recommended the other day, around about 35k. Well, he's already up to 44k in less than 48 hours. So let's go and talk about everything that's come out in the last 24 hours, including what should be coming out in the next 24 hours. So obviously last week was a Icon SBC week. If you guys are not aware of how it works, in FIFA we get Icon SBC weeks, and we get ourselves Hero SBC weeks. Now, although yes, we went and had an Icon Player SBC yesterday, it is a Hero SBC week because you can see in the upgrades we've got ourselves an Icon. So the question is it going to be a cheap hero? Is it going to be the hero SBC we've had before but nice and cheap? Or is it going to be a player pick? Because you can see round about this time last year, we went and got ourselves a player pick. This was the promo that happened on Black Friday, which was about the 23rd last year. Well, again, we're kind of further in the cycle when it comes to the player picks. The hero and the Icon SBCs. So let's go and have a little talk about what we could get. So last year we did go and get the base hero repeatable twice in a row. So for example, we went and had it here and needed an 85 and 86 red squad, but then 2 weeks later it was needed again and it only cost 86k. So basically they released the same SBC, but it was about half the price, which was very nice. Or the week after, or I guess 2 weeks after, we then went and got the player pick. And the player pick also was a really, really cheap SBC. You can see right there. So, I'd say it was a really cheap SBC. Yeah, no, it was 83k. They were very low rated, no team of the weeks. So the question is, what are we going to go and get this week? Now, interesting enough, nothing new has been added to the pack code. So on anywhere from a Wednesday or a Thursday through to a Friday is normally when we go and get the brand new packs added to the game. And these are normally going to be your SBCs you're going to go and get this week, / the promo cards. So we've got and probably seen a few of these already, and you can see again, these were brand new packs that were opened. But on top of there being brand new packs, they also changed some old ones. For example, you know, there's some pre-existing packs in the code, and they get updated to new things. You can see right there, like Breakthrough, Rare Players Plus, and whatever. But yeah, nothing new, and this is normally when the Hero and the Icon SBC pack gets added, but there was nothing new added to the code, meaning we are going to be getting one of these two scenarios. One is going to be a player pick, because even though yes, we haven't had a player pick already, player picks don't get added to the pack code because they're never a pack, they're always a player pick. And likewise, if they're going to go and repeat an SBC, they don't have to go and add something new to the code. Now, the player pick we did go and get was only a 1 of 2, so you know, not that insanely better than a pack, just basically giving you double the choice. But yeah, I mean, like, people would happily take that right now. Likewise, people would happily take a Hero SBC at about half the price it was last time. The only problem is Heroes are starting to become quite outdated, especially now we're moving into Hero promos and Icon promos, where the promo cards are barely more than what the Heroes were in the first place. A nice example of this is, where is he? Quell. If I can find Quell. Can you find Quell here? I mean, maybe Cordoba would even go and fit this. Like, Cordoba's promo card has come out at 600k. Well, before that Cordoba promo card even came out, the base one was 520. So we can see there's literally only an 80k difference between what the base card was and then what this new upgraded one is. So, you know, that's why we can see that these base heroes are starting to come a little bit outdated, just because, you know, we're getting upgraded ones and, you know, there's already better versions basically than the base. So what do we expect to go up with the Hero SBC? I'd say discard Team of the Week's 83s, 4s and 5s. The one thing I would say is I probably wouldn't even invest in these. The reason I wouldn't invest in fodder is because this week's just a dire week for SBCs. What has already been released and what is leaked to be released, none of it's really demanded. Like Beasley, not that demanded. Diaz was quite well demanded. Zanetti, not really that demanded. The other player SBCs leaked to come this week I don't have being heavily demanded, so I don't personally think this is an SBC fodder week, unless you're happy to gamble on maybe the Wednesday upgrade we get, or maybe the Tuesday upgrade we get. I think personally this is a buying meta cards, holding them till Thursday. I don't think this is personally an SBC week. But yeah, if anything was to go up, it'd be 83s, 4s, 5s in Team of the Weeks. Like I said, it should be about half the price it was last time, so it should be really, really cheap. Very surprised if it requires even anything above an 84, let alone above an 85. So there is that, and that is what we expect to go and get at 6 PM. Obviously repeatable once today and repeatable once on the Thursday evening. We then went and got ourselves the first Icon Player SBC of the year, and it was Zanetti. Interesting enough, I gave him the left back position utility. Obviously, he doesn't normally have left back, if I'm not wrong, but he does normally have CDM. So, yeah, kind of wipes out probably one of his more desirable. Now, obviously, he's got 88 pace, but he does have rapid, and I've seen a lot of people often say that playstyle pluses do outweigh the card stats. I mean, playstyle plus-wise, power shot's completely useless in my opinion. Rapid's not bad. Press proven's a little bit meh. Intercept and jockey, not too bad, and relentless again would have been lovely if you stuck him in the midfield with the relentless. But yeah, so he did lose his relentless playstyle plus and gained rapid. Roles, he can play right back as a fullback plus, an attacking wing back plus, or a wing back plus plus. Again, not the most desirable role plus plus to be given. And then as a left back, he can play as a wing back. Again, a wing back, yeah, we're not the fastest in the world. Not the best shooting if obviously he ends up getting into a shooting position. Passing's not too bad, although he doesn't have any passing playstyle pluses, which is a bit meh. Well, what did he do to the market? He didn't really go and rise fodder. You can see even like this mid-tier sort of fodder, 8.6k before he came out. It's now down to 8k. So there's more supply of this fodder than demand. You can also see in players like Ashley Cole, somebody he's very comparable for. Before the SBC, Cole was 300k. After the SBC is 310. And even Veron Veron 2 weeks ago, or no, Veron last week was dropping the price of centre mid. So yeah, Zanetti dubbed less demand than Veron because he's having less market impact. What else did we go and get ourselves yesterday? We went and got ourselves evolutions. I will be talking about what investments to go and make in a second, so don't worry about that when I've told you don't go and buy fodder, buy metas. I've got a long list of metas to go and walk through in today's video. Yeah, the Evo, not doing anything crazy. Really, what he was upgrading, he gave some minor playstyle pluses, a little bit of pace, a lot of physical, which obviously, at least at first glance, is not the most desirable sort of stat to go and have increased on a winger. Now, the most popular players, Rashford as always, but we've got Rashford, Yamal, Bier, another Rashford, a Pulisic, but they're just not creating game-breaking cards, especially when I tell you that half of these are like combination Evos. It's not just the card in itself. Well, having a little look at some of those popular cards, that's what I'm saying, multiple Evos going into this to create a very bog standard looking João Felix. He does have, what's it called? He does go and have power shot, but again, that's presuming you haven't used the Evo from week 1. So, yeah. We then go and have Rashford, and again, the card's not looking anything too crazy. Does have power shot on his base card, which is quite nice. But, yeah, again, nothing too crazy. I mean, I've actually got a Rashford that I evoed, I think, in the first 2 weeks myself. Let's go and have a little look. How does that compare? Just ignore me. I've been doing some objectives. How does my Rashford compare? My Rashford has got 2 higher pace, 2 higher passing, does have 3 less dribbling, and obviously does have like 10 less physical. Apparently, one of the things that really sorted out was him having low stamina, because people said there was always a problem with him having 72 stamina. Does get upgraded to 82. On another note, just while we're looking at the team, we went and opened some of the 55k player picks the other day, and in the 5 55k player picks, we got Lazaro, who I think is worth like 400k, and Diaby worth 200k. So yeah, definitely going to keep an eye out for when player picks are in the promo pack store, because yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got an Evo Mendy, so it's probably not that amazing, and obviously we've got the Adama, so they're not the most necessary positions that I really wanted to upgrade, but yeah, I mean, it's quite nice going pack 600k's worth of players, or over 600k worth of players, from about 270k's worth of player picks. Back onto the Evo though, other players who go and fit it is Yamal. Again, Yamal mainly receiving a +3 pace and a +23 physical. Again, how much that's desirable is down to you. Problem is as well, you can't go and put this guy into the Power Shot Plus now, and because you can't go and put him into the Power Shot Plus, it does make him less desirable. Interesting on Yamal was that he obviously had a bit of a pump and dump, and then this morning, I mean, I'm not quite sure what he's going for now. He had another pump and dump this morning. Yeah, he has. Like last night, again, he was kind of nice and calm. You know, went back down to the 62k. This morning he's going to pick back up to 82k. So probably just quite a rare card with the amount of evos he's fitting. In forms that haven't really risen yet, some of the best that actually fit it is Bier. Bier receives a passing increase of 2 and a physical increase of 18. Does have 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, no playstyle plus on him, which is not amazing. Now on to investments. So, first stuff you can look at investing in is the meta team of the week. I'll be honest with you, when I say meta team of the week, we are mainly here just talking about João Pedro, and we are talking about St. Maxim. In fact, St. Maxim, apart from Bellingham and Salah, are the only ones who aren't SBC fodder. João Pedro, I think, is a decent price at around about 17, 18k. The problem with St. Max is it was down at, I think, about 26k yesterday, 27. So I wouldn't really want to go above 28k on St. Max because there are plenty of other investments we're going to be talking about. The first investment, which is actually something I haven't done in this FIFA up until now, is actually buying the current promo team whilst it's still in packs. Now, it does sound a bit crazy because, you know, why would you want to buy something that's currently in packs? Surely it's just consistently going to get supplied and they're going to go down. Well, actually, for about 2-3 weeks in a row now, we've seen a low drop on the Sunday and a rise going into Wednesday before a resupply on Thursday. Let me go and show you this happen with some of the Centurion players. For example, we can see Tar, this is 8 PM, so this is 2 hours after the 6 PM content today. So 2 hours after Hero SBC, we can see it was 133. We can see Pete up there on the Wednesday up to 175. So a nice 40k difference per Tar. We can also see this happen with slightly more expensive cards like Renard. Again, we can see right here about 10 PM, she was 270, and she peaked up there on the Wednesday. Her rise wasn't too good, but 270 to 316, so 45k difference, about 30k profit per card. Also happened with the icons last week. We can see here Sunday around about 8 PM, 265k on Loudrop, and he rose up to 270. If we're going to be a bit more realistic, you know, he still would have got about. Sorry, he rose up to 370. Even realistically, you probably still could have got a 350 out of him quite easily. Even again with the more expensive heroes, we see Nedved again right here around about 470k, where he went all the way up there to 540. We're looking at selling these cards around about 2 PM to 4 PM on the Wednesday, basically before there's panic selling about where the 6 PM content is, / mainly what people panic selling about division rivals. Another player that's worked really well with Crespo, obviously we know attackers did very well last week. We can see Crespo again was nice and cheap here, around about 10 PM at 270, and he rose up to 360 within just a matter of a few days. So what cards do we want to go and do this with the current promo? Well, the best metric to work out what card to go and buy is using the most used players. How can we see who is the most used players? Well, you can head over to Footbin, you can go over to players, you can go to player game performances, and this will give you all the stats you need about players. From here, you're going to hover over versions, you're then going to go over to squads, or you're going to click on versions, then you're going to hover over to squads, click on track stars, and then it'll give you every player in this promo. Now, by clicking on games, what it'll do is it'll now show me the most used players. The vast majority of the time, the most used players are the players that have the best Sunday to Wednesday rise and the best rise out of packs. So what would I recommend buying? Well, I'd recommend buying Diaby, I'd recommend buying Courtois, I'd recommend buying Donovan, I'd recommend buying Adeyemi. Quell's a little bit too expensive for my liking, but you can go and buy him if you want. Inigo Martinez should be pretty decent, and then apart from that, I'm not the biggest fan of buying the cheap discard ones. So Diaby, Courtois, Donovan, and Adeyemi being my favourite. There are a few other things you can look at buying. One of those things you can look at buying is the cards that have risen the most out of packs since Friday. So obviously we've just had Centurions come out of packs. Now they haven't had the best rises out of packs because, I mean, you know, when we go from one promo straight into another one, the demand isn't too amazing. But some of these have risen out of packs. For example, we've got ourselves Tar, and Tar before going out of packs on the Friday was about 152, and he's got himself up to about 160. So I'll be honest with you, he's not been too insane, but he has been slightly progressive out of packs when others have struggled. Sinclair is another example of someone who's risen out of packs. We can see before she was out of packs, she was, where are we looking here? Take off PC. Before she was out of packs, she was about 82k. Well, she's managed to get up to about 93, 94, 97. So picking her up this evening should be good, because the idea is if they've risen out of packs, then when people go and get coins on Division Rival Awards, they will hopefully go and buy those players. So the second sort of investment is buying the Centurion cards that have risen nicely out of packs. The third investment is buying cards that have been rising over the weekend. Traditionally, a lot of the market drops over the weekend because people finish Weekend League, they sell their teams, they want to upgrade, they want to use the new players. So any players that have been rising over the weekend are normally quite good investments, because it shows they can kind of like a salmon going up a water. going up a waterfall, going up river. You know, everything else is dropping, but they're managing to go up and up and up. Well, Bront is a player that's managed to do quite well this weekend. I'll be honest with you, he hasn't been too insane, but he's managed to do quite well. The reason for this is because he is being used as a chem link to the likes of Malin. Because we're coming to the end of the season, a lot of people are unlocking Malin. But you can see right there, I'll be honest with you, he hasn't been too progressive, but nor has he been regressive. You can see he's about 54, 55, now he's 57. So we can see he's quite well demanded. Interesting enough, though, regarding Marlon links, Emre Can hasn't really been that good. I mean, before going out of packs, he was 18.5. Now he's up to around about 20k, so there's that. But yeah, his link investment wasn't too good. Guerrero has done really well out of packs. We've got 2 Bayern Munich SBCs coming, one being Tell and another one being Uberdorf. Now, obviously, there is the worry with Guerrero that Uberdorf is going to be a CDM and centre mid, and Guerrero is a centre mid. But again, he's had a really nice. He had a nice rise on the Friday, and then he's even been quite progressive every day since. So it should be nice and progressive going into Thursday. The worries we do have again is that he'll go and get replaced by Uberdorf. The also worry is that he's only inflated because of people doing the objective, where you've got to use POTM players. If you guys remember, there was a Centurion objective released last week. If we can go into it. And it needed you to use 2 POTM cards. Well, as a result, people were doing Rigetti and people were doing Harry Kane. So the worry is that people have gone and bought him to go and link up with Harry Kane, and then maybe does he go out on people's teams when Harry Kane, well, once they've completed the objective. But with there being 2 Bayern Munich SBCs and both could be demanded, it's not too bad. Weren't too many more Bayern Munich players that I think you can go and invest in, because you've got a Stanway, but Stanway's a CDM, Uberdorf is a CDM. It's not the best regarding links there. You can also look at informs that had a really nice rise last week to Thursday. For example, something like Martinez went from 100k to 145 because they had a nice rise last week. As long as they haven't been replaced this week, they could have a nice rise this week. The problem with Martinez is, well, he could have been slightly replaced this week if I can go and find the card, because of the Serie A POTM. I don't think I can ever find his name. But yeah, there's a Serie A POTM. So actually, even though Martinez had a nice rise last week, just be aware that the demand for him has definitely dropped off as of the Serie A POTM, who is a striker with quite a similar build. Martinez wouldn't, Aspas wouldn't be something you need to so much worry about. 95k, all the way up there to 145k. Down since, again, should be the cheapest around about 8 to 10 p.m. tonight, and then should rebound about 8 to 10 p.m. tonight, all the way through to Thursday. Verts, again, another card that had a nice rise. I wouldn't be too worried about Uberdorf with him, but last week he did 130 up to 190. It's not down at the moment, but I don't really care if they're not down, because I think they can continue to rise just due to the sheer demand for them, especially with there being some Bundesliga SBCs. Other leaked SBCs we haven't talked about is going to be the likes of Aubameyang. Now, weirdly enough, this SBC was actually leaked on the Thursday, because apparently the private Discords recommend people buying Gabonese managers on the Thursday after marquee matchups. Although Aubameyang wasn't publicly leaked for a few days later, so the joy is. Well, Aubameyang, again, has finally now been publicly leaked, and yeah, I'll be honest with you, he doesn't link to anyone. That is the main problem we have with Aubameyang. You look at his strong links, you can link him with Al-Jabbar, Noor, or Al-Awari. Yeah, other than that, it's a bit ropey. Obviously, he's got quite a lot of weak links. I mean, if he's very well demanded, I do think you can go and buy his strong links, his weak links. Gabonese managers will go to max price. Saudi leagues will go to max price. It's a little bit like Sissoko, basically, where a lot of his strong links absolutely banged in terms of, like, French icons. I don't think he will be very well demanded, just because, again, he's completely unlinkable. He has to have, like, almost an Ibra-esque card. If you guys remember when Zlatan got that years and years ago, he went and got himself a flashback card, and yeah, he was Swedish playing for LA Galaxy, but it didn't matter because the card was so good. Now, I would say, no offense to Aubameyang if you watch him, but he doesn't quite have the notoriety that Ibra had. So, you know, he needs to be an even better card to force people to want to link him in. But yeah, Saudi weak links. Obviously, the Saudi League strong links will do well if he's demanded. I just wouldn't really back him being demanded. And I think that about wraps that up. Now, I should have a video on the tutorial channel. I haven't quite decided what I want it to be. It might be how to go and wrap up and get the rest of the skill points. It might be just be something market related. So if you guys are interested, I do have a tutorial channel. Second link in the description. I upload about 4 to 5 tutorials every single week. A lot of them might be, you know, useful to yourself, and you don't even know that you need to learn those sort of things. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Should be live all the way from around about 9:30 through to 6:30 today. So lots of trading. Probably going to be doing a bit of icon trading. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We shall see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.